Quest.
Shalom, Israel. I'm preaching officer of 1,000, THAMAYAM. I got with me preaching officer of 500, Allah, and this is the ISUPK St. Louis history class. The East Indian slave trade. Some people call it the Indian Ocean slave trade. But we're going to get into this history today. The reason why I chose this topic is because Black people, Hispanic people, we are too close to the Arabs that's, in our corner stores, all in our neighborhoods. We treat those people like they are brothers and they did nothing wrong. They innocent. But let me tell you something, man. They did a lot of horror to us too. If you ask me, them and the Pilgrims are a tie. But the Arabs might have them by a landslide. If you really do your history about the transatlantic slave trade, the East Indian slave trade kind of started off. It kind of sparked it off. And that's why it's so important that you also do your research on the East African slave trade. Because that was a horrible time for us, man. That slave trade lasted more than 1,000 years. How long we been slaves in America? What, 400 years? 400 years and some change? That East African slave trade started in the 17th century. You know what else started in the 17th? My bad, not the 17th century. So lock you on that. It started in the 7th century. The 7th century. And you know what else started in the 7th century? Islam, Muhammad. All right? Yeah, that's when Muhammad stepped into the picture with Islam. And when they got in power, they enslaved Black people. You understand? And we're finna read about it, man. So when you see so-called East Indians and Arabs, because the East Indians had a hand in it too, not just the Arabs, the East Indians too, and the Africans. Let me mention all of them. The Arabs had a major part in it, but it was the Arabs, the East Indians, and the Africans. So the Africans, they sold us to the white man and, the East Indians and the Arabs, man. They just, man, look at here, man. Those Africans, they are not our people. Understand that?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, Warrior.
I hate when our people want to get into that Islam thing, man. It's so dumb. You're worshiping a big black rock that everybody rush and lick and kiss on. You know what I'm saying? You're worshiping a rock. That's why you gotta pray 5 times a day, because that damn rock can't hear you.
Right.
You gotta pull out that little dirty mat. I don't even know. I'll never see them. Why they don't never wash that damn dirty mat they lay down on? They don't never wash it. And it smells like feet and whatever else they doing to it. They praying on it 5 times a day. They pray anywhere. They could be working in a restaurant and you go in there and try to order some chicken and somebody on that dirty mat praying to that dumb God that they serve. You know what I'm saying? So our people should not be, we shouldn't follow that type of thing. Let them worship their dumb guys, man. We serve a living God. Salakia, sir.
Damn right, Warrior. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. And man, it's a reason why when you go inside of these convenience stores, right? You can feel that difference, that smoke, that beef that the Arab have with you, man. Even when you talk to them, you can see it's some smoke there. And you know what's the smoke? You know what's the problem? You know what's the conflict? When he look at you, in his eyes, he see a slave.
Right.
He know what his people did to you. But in your eyes, you trying to make him your brother. All right? You trying to find similarities with you and him. There's no similarity. You looking at his skin color and try to find some kind of affiliation. All skin folk ain't kin folk, Negro.
Yeah, so like if I could add on to that one,
Go ahead.
I was on Clubhouse the other day. I think it was last night. And I heard this brother going back and forth with this Arab. And the black dude tried to go off on him and tell him how much money he had and all that. You know that Arab told him? That Arab told him, you nothing but a monkey with money. And you just
Mm.
for entertainment. I said, damn. I said, this is how they look at us, period. They don't look at us as equal to him. They look at us as entertaining monkeys. We just got a little money. That's it. And they know that they can come into our neighborhood and drain our pockets with their bad gas. They steal chips. You know what I'm saying? And everything else they got in there that ain't no damn good. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Damn right, man. Most High in Christ. Let's get into that material, man.
Okay, which one you want first? Let's see.
Give me the last one I sent to you.
Okay, is that the East African slave trade?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I got it. The East African slave trade, often called Arab slave trade.
Say that again.
The East African slave trade, often called the Arab slave trade,
Mm-hmm.
though it also involved African rulers, Swahili merchants, Persian traders, and later Ottoman interests.
The Ottoman Empire. All right, the Ottoman Empire. That was the empire that took the oppressor, the white man, out of the caves, and he came back into power. And that power was the Renaissance era. That's when he came back into power. But the Ottoman Empire supported them when they came back out of the caves. All right. The Ottoman Empire, they enslaved black people and white people. But they didn't treat white people the same way they treated black people. They treated white people differently. All right. They treated us like 100% slaves. They gave them a chance to the point where they started marrying those Arabs and they got in high seats, high political seats. Then they rose into powers. Uh, One of these group of oppressors, which was white people or Europeans, they was called the Mumlaks. Type that in for me, Mashallah. The Mumlaks. They ruled Egypt, but there was white people. The Mumlaks. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm supposed to send that to you too as well.
Mumlocks,
Yeah,
Mumblocks, or Mumlocks.
Mumlak. They ruled Egypt. So I might be pronouncing it wrong, but they ruled Egypt though. But there was white
Okay.
people. It wasn't the first time they ruled it neither. They ruled it in the time of Ptolemy, the Greek Empire.
Okay.
But this is their second time ruling Egypt. You
All
see it?
right. Let me see. All right. Okay. All right, I got you. It says Mumlok rulers of Egypt, 1250 through 1517. The Mumlok Sultanate ruled Egypt, the Hejaz, and parts of Syria from 1250 to 1517, establishing a powerful Islamic state that preserved Egypt's independence from the Mongols and later the Ottomans.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
The
And
Mamluks were
if I'm mistaken, there was white people, all right. But
come
I'm just showing you a good example of when they came into power. you know, when they separated from the Ottoman Empire and that Islam dominance, but they still was conquering under Islam. All right.
That's
So let's
lucky,
go back.
sir.
Let's go back to that material.
If I could, can I read the origins and rise real quick?
Go ahead.
It says the Mumblocks were slave soldiers.
See, damn. I'm glad you stopped me. Go ahead.
Yeah. On turmeric and Caesarean origin.
Say it
Trained in
again. No, read those countries.
of Turkic and Caesarean origin.
Turkey. That's Turkey. You know,
Turkey.
the
Turkey. Oh,
Turks.
okay.
The
Turkey.
Turks.
Okay, I got you. Yep, Turks.
Yeah, you know,
Turkey.
Turks white people. But go ahead.
Okay. Trained in military skills and converted to Islam.
Mm-hmm.
They rose to power after overthrowing the Ayyubid Sultan Tanzer Shah in the 1250, ending Mongol dominance in the region.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
but
all I got.
yeah, you know the Turks. They originally came from Mongolia. Okay, who was a ruler in Mongolia? Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan and them. All right. Okay, let me teach you some history. Who was that?
Yeah, that's Sister Mika. She, yeah, she be talking shit, but
Shalom, sis.
she don't know nothing. She don't know nothing about that Bible though. She,
All right, so let's read the
that's
rest
a
of that
cool sister.
material.
That's a cool sister right there though.
Huh?
I said that's a cool sister right there though.
All right. Most High Christ, sis. You got any questions? Let me know. Type them in. But let's go back to that East African slave trade.
All right,
Forgotten history. The history they don't teach in America that they don't want you to know. All right.
Go ahead. It said lasted for many centuries, roughly from the 7th century until the early 20th century in some regions.
Man, that's long, ain't it? That's 1,300 years.
Sir. It says it involved the capture, sale, and forced transport of millions of Africans from East and Central Africa.
Go ahead.
All right. It says forced marches. Captors were often marched hundreds of miles from their interior to coastal slave markets. They were commonly bound together with ropes, chains, and wooden yokes.
And the capital of this slave trade, the main place, the slave trade center was Zanzibar. All right, Zanzibar is an island, off the coast of, if I'm mistaken, Tanzania. If I ain't mistaken, all right. So read on.
It says those who became too weak to continue were sometimes abandoned or unalived.
Yeah, no different
Castration.
No different than around the time of the transatlantic slave trade when they had the slave ships. When some of them was real wounded and about to pass away, give up their spirit, they finna die. They threw them off the boat.
Sir. And if I could add on to that too, they did the same thing to the Native Indian brothers through the Trail of Tears. When they got too weak, they didn't let them carry on. They either just left them behind or unalived them.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. That's what they did, man. That's why these oppressors are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Read a little bit more, and then we're gonna go to Psalm chapter 83. We're gonna see how the Bible confirms what we saying.
All right, we got castration of enslaved males.
Now here come the harsh part. Castration. For people that don't know what is castration. Castration is when they tie you up and cut off your sack, by your rods. Cut off your sack so you cannot make babies. They castrated black men so black men would not sleep with their women. Even though we are not attracted to the ugly women anyway. I ain't never in my life looked at no Arab woman. out and about in the street, even when I was not in the truth, they never looked it sexy to me. You understand?
I like it, sir.
Go ahead, Warrior.
That's why they gotta cover them ugly motherfuckers up in that hijab or whatever the hell it's called. Nobody want to see them ugly, but keep that face covered up. Oh, we don't
Right,
want to see none of that.
right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see none of that. Keep it covered. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see them hideous motherfuckers. We don't want to see that. It's a lot.
looking like ninjas.
Yeah.
And they got our sisters in Philadelphia dressing like that. I don't know why our black sisters is in Philadelphia looking like ninjas when they are so beautiful, man. The Arab woman, let her keep that culture because she ugly. She need to cover that ugly, horrific face up.
Right.
Black woman, Hispanic woman, you are beautiful. Let everybody see your beautiful face. You know what I'm saying?
Right, sir.
Ain't nothing sweet and delicate about that Arab woman. Her or that East Indian woman.
Right. I bet it's funky. I bet it's funk under there. That's all it is. It's just a whole bunch of funk.
curry and funk, curry powder and funk.
Damn right.
Well, let's read on.
All right, come on.
Oh yeah. No, I was talking about the castration. My bad.
Come on.
But man,
That's where we at. That's where we at the castration.
yeah, the oppressor did that in America. He castrated black men when they tried to run away. You know what I'm saying? Try to run away or do it as some type of punishment. But let me tell you about those Arabs that you black Muslims call your brother. They castrated you off the rip in the beginning. You ain't do nothing wrong. You ain't deserve no type of punishment. You know what I'm saying? They just castrated you because they felt inferior. They know where we stand. They know we real men. If anything, they women gonna try to jump on us. Cause the black man is the best man on earth. You feel me?
Right.
That's why they castrated you. Cause they know they're inferior and you superior. All right.
Damn right.
Yeah, man. But after they castrated our people, our ancient people, they had them being eunuchs, and they'll guard the palace. They'll guard their women because now they don't have to worry about you sleeping with their woman because they castrated you. I mean, as a black man, as a man, period, would you want to even live without having your sack, man? You being castrated, man. Man, I want to give up.
Yeah, take me out of here, sir. I can't do it.
And I wonder if black Muslims, I want to do black Muslims know that those Sunni Muslims, them Arabs, castrated you, your people. I wonder do they know that at all, mashallah? And if you do know it, you dumb as hell to be a Muslim. You dumb as hell. But a lot of them know. A lot of them know Muhammad wife was 9 years old, Aisha. A lot of them know Muhammad couldn't read. He was a camel driver that couldn't read. But you still follow a man that's illiterate. And it's a PDF man, pedophile man. Man, I tell you, man, that's a Christianity and Islam, there is no difference. Because that pastor and those Muslims, that Christian pastor, in those Muslims, they like to mess with little boys and girls.
Right.
No difference. All right. But we got anything else left on that castration?
Let me see. I got to go into it a little bit. It says some boys and men were forcibly castrated to be sold as eunuchs to service in palaces in wealthy households. Historical accounts indicate that the procedure had a very high death rate due to infection and blood loss. Eunuchs were especially valued in some markets because they were employed to guard women in royal courts or serve in elite households.
Man, only if you knew how many brothers died being castrated. Couldn't even pass the process. You understand? Man, I think I would have been one of those brothers, mashallah. Just take me out. I don't want to live like that. But this is the man in our stores in the hood, you know, and we try to embrace these people. But now you know why they look at you funny. Because when they look at you, in their eyes, they see a slave. Same thing with these oppressors, these pilgrims, all of these other nations, the African too. When the African look at you, he sees a slave. That's why he call you a kata. A kata means cotton picker.
Right.
Yeah. And we know what a cotton picker is, slave. I'm going to say this again. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Stop living your life according to colorism. All right? We believe in nationality because the Bible speaks about nationality. The Bible says there are nations, not black and white and yellow and man, come on, man. That's really kind of childish to determine somebody off of the color of their skin. You gotta look at who is his father. All right. Where do his father come from? Well, these people over here, were they slaves? All right. That we gotta look at. If they in the same situation your people in.
Right.
Africans don't know about our pain. Arabs don't know nothing about pain that we suffer in the hood. Because when they off that clock, when they are done working, they go to a nice suburb home with a bunch of the black dollar in their pocket, a whole lot of it. The black and brown money in their pocket. Fat and swole, you understand? When they wake up in the morning, they got something to wake up for, something to look forward to. They happy to get up in the morning. Them in those white oppressors. But us, man, we don't want to get up in the morning, man. When we hear the alarm clock go off, we want to lay it back down. Know what I'm saying? Because we barely making nothing. They the one making all the money. All right? And it's a reason for that. Because all of them are in cahoots with each other. All of them had a plan for us from the beginning. And we're going to read about it in the Bible. Let's get Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. You got something to say, Marshall?
Yeah, come on. So I want to go into this other part that's on here. It talks about it's all about sexual enslavement of women and girls. So, these Arabs love flying our sisters out, you know what I'm saying, and putting them up in these luxurious hotels and defecating on them, boo-booing on them everywhere. And our sisters is choosing to take the money and go over there when at one time our ancestors didn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, I'll read it real quick. It's three points on here. It says many women and girls were sold as domestic servants or forced into sexual slavery as concubines.
Mm-hmm.
It says they had little or no ability to refuse sexual exploitation. It says children born to enslaved women often had legal status that depended on local laws and the statutes of the father. So our sisters back then, they didn't have a choice to get, you know what I'm saying, whatever sexual desire these nasty heathens had for them. And now our sisters willingly take themselves over there just to get shit on and pissed on for a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like you say.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear a lot of them talk about Dubai, taking trips to Dubai, and they on TikTok showing off over there in Dubai, advertising Dubai. Like those Arabs really mess with us like that. You understand? But us in the truth, us in the Israelite School and Universal Practical Knowledge, we know that those are the children of Ishmael. And Ishmael is the enemy of Black Hispanics and Native American Indians. Because we are the children of Israel, Jacob. All right? And
is that what scripture you wanted?
Psalms chapter 83.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ishmael has the same problem Esau has. Esau is the Europeans of the day. Esau and Ishmael, they are furious over that birthright. You understand? Us having that birthright, us being chosen. All right, but let's get Psalms chapter 83, verse 1.
Come on, the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O God. Verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
A tumult. What's a tumult, Marshall?
A plan?
You know, a loud noise.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, uproar. They riding. All right, go ahead.
Come on. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3, have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
All right, this is what I want. They took in crafty counsel against the Israelites, black and the Spanish and the American Indians. All right, and that crafty counsel was putting us in slavery. You know, taking away our heritage, our identity, and putting us on a very, very lowest spot on the earth. And that's the ghetto, the prison houses, the barrios, the reservations. Read on.
Come on. And consulted against thy hidden ones. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And that's what they did. Because when you as a black man, what's your nationality? I'm African American. You know, that name got created in 1985, if I'm not mistaken, by Jesse Jackson. And before that, what was you? Colored, Afro American, slave. Our identity change every 20 years, mashallah. Every 30 years, they're giving us a different name.
Okay.
All right. Read on.
Okay. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Yeah, they're
Verse
against
6.
thee. They're against thee real bad. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom.
That's the European, the pilgrim, Mr. Mayflower, the oppressor that's over America right now, Donald Trump people. They are the Edomites. Edom means red. They say they white, but they are red. All right. And Esau, that's their forefather, the father of the Edomites. Esau means wasted away at sea. It's talking about their pigmentation. It's wasted away. All right. No melanin. Read on.
Come on. And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites, the East African slave trade. All right. The people that basically ran it. Habib, your cornerstone person, man. Yeah. But what they be saying, Bismillah. Yeah, them people. All right. Yeah. That's the Ishmaelites. Go ahead.
Come on. Of Moab.
Moab, of my father. The Chinese people. The reason why Moab means of my father, because they are the children of Lot. Lot daughters got him drunk, and they had babies. One was Moab and one was Ammon. Ammon is a Japanese, but both of them are children of incest. Because the children of Lot came from his two daughters, okay? And they had both had boys. Go ahead, Warrior.
That's why they look like that with them slanted eyes and they damn eyes so far apart from them big ass heads they got, because they are incest babies, man. That's all they are. Salaki.
Big head, little body.
Right. Hey, shalom, y'all. What's going on?
Shalom, y'all. Bashim Yashabaktum.
Y'all Bashim Yashabaktum.
Shalom, y'all.
All right. And That's basically it right there. What I'm gonna read, man. All right.
Okay.
But they are confederate against us. They came against us. They had crafty counsel. All of them had a hand in slavery. The African, Ishmael, who was the Arabs, and Edom, the oppressor that's over us right now.
So like if I could, sir.
Go ahead.
And it's such a heavy thing that you say that because they had a crafty counsel, you know what I'm saying, and came up against us, and they're still coming up against us now. You know what I'm saying? Edom has all their stores in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? The Ishmaelites have all their convenience stores in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Moab got all the Chinese food in our damn neighborhoods. They are still destroying our people. You know what I'm saying? They still got taking crafty counsel. They kids turn into doctors and lawyers and all of that off the money of us, off the money of black people. You know what I'm saying? They're getting rich off of us. A lot of it.
Yeah, it's the damn right. It's the white man first, then the Arabs, because the Arabs, they just don't own corner stores, they own gas stations. You understand? They own the gas.
Right.
Most of every gas station you go to, man, it's Mr. Buddy Buddy. Hey Buddy Buddy. You know what I'm saying? He own every gas station, every BP. You see his face. He even got gas stations in the white neighborhood. You understand?
Hey.
He doing it. He doing his thing.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they have skyscrapers over there in Dubai that's bigger than skyscrapers in New York.
Iran is gas depot. You know what I'm saying? That's where they getting all the damn gas from.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they going to war now with them damn heathens.
Yeah, they got that real oil. They got that real black gold. That's what they call it, black gold.
Right.
But they have that real oil they selling. What oil are these black Muslims selling? The smell good cologne?
Yeah.
If you really Muslim, tell those Sunni Muslims, them Arabs, to share the wealth.
Right.
Why they got you on the corner selling colognes, selling smell good oil, while they selling that real oil that's pumping cars and fueling the whole earth? They are billionaires off this. Man, the hell with billionaires, they trillionaires off the oil they selling.
Right.
You on a corner selling bean pies and cologne oils. Man, please, you ain't no Muslim.
Right.
You a dumb.
selling incense and shit.
If you're a black Muslim, man, you need to go ahead and drop their religion, take that Quran, rip them pages up in pieces, and use it as good toilet paper.
Right.
Because that's all it is. When you really read the Quran, they trying to bring Ishmael into the promise of Abraham. Salvation is not for Ishmael. Yeah. Salvation is for the Israelites. Jacob, Isaac chosen son. You know what I'm saying? Ishmael wasn't chosen. He was a bastard that got kicked out. Yeah. And they are jealous of us, man. That's why they enslave us. That's why they treat us the way they do. That's why they ain't got no respect for you. But if they had any common sense, they would bless the children of the chosen seed of Abraham. Because the Bible says, bless whoever bless the chosen children or seed of Abraham, man. They would be blessed. But guess what? That's why you see war going on. This earth is messed up because they treating the chosen people of God wrong, man. All right? Now America's over here panicking. They don't know what to do with Iran. Iran ain't playing with them, though. You understand? Iran said, we don't want your money. We don't want none of that. We want war. We want smoke. And guess what? It's just fulfilling prophecy. All the prophecies you see in the Bible is just being fulfilled. All right? The Lord gonna make all of them go into the valley of decision, which is Jehoshaphat, the valley of what do you call it? The valley of Jehoshaphat. That's give me Joel chapter 3 and verse 1, Baba Kashaw. And then we go back into that good material. And if any one of y'all brothers got something to say, you want to chime in, pull the scripture, go ahead. All right. So let's get Joel chapter 3, verse 1. What's going on? Call Sapa. Yahabashim Yashabakata.
Hey, Shalom. Yeah, about Shemesha.
Any more comments?
That's it out of one. That's it for now.
Oh yeah, mashallah. I seen something. That's you that typed in the something in the
Yeah,
comment.
that's me. I'm telling put the questions in the chat. Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh yeah. Also too, mashallah, showing them pictures.
Come
Showing the
on.
pictures that you that we pulled up.
All
But
right.
you don't have to pull up those. I mean, you can pull them up. Go ahead. It don't matter.
All right. Come on. This is that's the
Oh,
you
don't
haven't
pull that
got it
one yet.
yet.
Don't pull that one up yet. Just pull the other ones. I ain't getting to that. That's
Okay. Come on.
pearl diving. Yeah, the pearl. Yeah, oh, pictures right there, man. I'm just letting y'all see what the Arabs did to our people, did to us in the past. Maybe it would give my people some kind of motivation not to only just ban the Chinese man, ban the Arab man too, ban the East Indian man business too, ban all of them, and let's come together and start our own businesses because they never paid for this. You understand? They never paid for this over 1,000 years of slavery that they did to black people. You know what I'm saying? They ain't pay for this, but they in your neighborhoods. They're in your neighborhoods getting all your money with these convenience stores. Yeah, look at these
It's
pictures.
like if I could say, yeah,
Go ahead.
it's like if I could. In these pictures, we can clearly see the Arabs in here. But if you look at these sisters, I don't know if you can see them really close, but the sisters got cornrows in their hairs. You know what I'm saying? They don't look like the Africans that you see from the past and their culture. They ain't got no damn plate on their in their damn lip and their neck stretched out. You know what I'm saying? These look like our people with cornrows in their hair like they did in slavery. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't dreads, it wasn't none of that. They had cornrows, you know what I'm saying? It's lucky.
Damn right. Damn right, man. So let's get Joel, tap it up on that. But let's get Joel chapter 3, verse 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
How is the Most High going to bring up the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem again? You know what I'm saying? How is he going to do that? When did that happen? And who did it happen to? Them Jewish people, they wasn't in captivity. They financed people to be in captivity. They financed us being in captivity. They had the biggest hand in slavery. You understand? With those slave ships. But the Most High gonna bring up the captivity of us again, right over here in North America. South America, Jamaica, Bahamas. He gonna bring up what these oppressors did to us in the past. These same oppressors to tell you to forget about it. That's in the past. I didn't do it. That was my ancestors. You can't fault me for my ancestors. But Shabbat, you get me Isaiah 14, verse 21. We're going to break that down too. I just want you to hold on to that, Shabbat. You already know where I'm going, But read my Shabbat.
Verse 2. I will also gather all nations.
Gather all nations. Not just the oppressor over here. All of them. The Arab, Chinese, Japanese, the African, every last one of them. He gonna gather them up because all of them had crafted counsel against us. Got us around here calling ourselves American and African and Hispanic and Indian and stuff. Whole time we are the Israelites. They're gonna pay for that, man. They're gonna pay for taking our glorious culture and giving it to the top tribe, of white people on the earth, which is those Jewish people. They took our land in 1948. You understand? Went over there in Israel, and now they over there having gay parades, doing all kind of nasty stuff, man. They're gonna pay for all the stuff they did, man. Read on.
Khan, I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
The valley of decision. That's where it's gonna go down at. That's when all of them gonna understand that they done messed up. They done put the wrong people in slavery. They've been robbing the wrong people, God's people, Black and Hispanics and Native American Indians. Go ahead.
Khan, and will plead with them there for my people.
And when you say plead, he's not talking about crime. He talking about war. War, because the Lord is a man of war. You understand? That Exodus 15:3, right? If I'm mistaken. Read on.
And for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
They scattered the Israelites on all four corners of the earth. We are all over the earth. And they parted the Lord's land, which is Israel, because Israel is way bigger than that. But they parted those lands over there. All right. So drop that. Let's go to Isaiah 14:21. And then we're going to go back into the material, that I sent to my Ashala and Shiratazah. But let's get it.
Khan. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare slaughter for his children. Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Why is that? Why you have to prepare slaughter for his children? Because guess what? They are the ancestors. They are their forefathers. Us in the truth, we know when the oppressor tell us, I didn't put you in slavery. That was my ancestors. Why are you holding me accountable? Because you are your ancestors. You was George Washington. You was Andrew Jackson. You was those slave owners that was on those auction blocks saying 25, 25, 35, 35, 45, 55, 65 sold to Master Johnson on the left. You was them. Because reincarnation is real. You come back. And guess what? These are pilgrims. These Europeans think that their ancestors got away with slavery. No, they didn't. Because you are your ancestors and God gonna make you pay with World War III. With World War III. Yeah, you thought your ancestors got away. Nah, he don't got God ain't gotta get you right now. He get you when you come back sometimes. A lot of times he get you when you come back. All right. So read on.
Khan, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Yeah, man, I can't wait till they don't have power and full control over this earth anymore. Man, this one America would be great again. You understand? When they not in rulership, the earth will heal. The earth is being wounded right now. Man, it was about a week ago, y'all. There was a fire, forest fires in Canada. That smoke came from Canada all the way over here to the United States. I'm like, what are these oppressors doing? They hurting the earth. First these forest fires in California, now they over there in Canada. The wrong people are in charge. Immature people are in charge, and they messing up badly. Now you got a president in office that don't want to get out of office to the point where he want to keep war going on so he can stay president. Y'all, America messed up, didn't they? They messed up, man. But we're gonna drop that. Let's go into the material. Baba Kashaw.
Khan. Next one is pearl diving. You want to go into the pearl diving or something else you want to go?
Let's get into that pearl diving. That's gonna be the main subject of my class today. Pearl diving. If anybody's on the comment section or tuning in, make sure you press like, share, and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. ISBK St. Louis, YouTube and Facebook. All right. This is the ISBK St. Louis history class. If you got any questions, type them in. You got anything you want me to bring out in this class according to history that you want to know, just type it in. All right. And if I can answer your question today, I will. All right. So let's get into pearl diving, because these Arabs, they had us doing a lot of things over there in the Middle East and in North Africa. The main thing that the oppressors in North America had us doing was cotton picking. Cotton was the main, resource that they had us doing. And then you had sugar cane and other things. But over here in the East African slave trade, the main production was clothes. Y'all know what clothes is? Clothes.
Sir.
Yeah, clothes is that little, what clothes is, Radazar? Clothes? It's like a
Yeah,
sleeve.
the little black thing that look like a clover leaf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people use it for seasoning. Another one was sugar cane and also pearls. That pearls they come from oysters. So in order to get oysters, what you got to do? You got to go dive for it in the ocean. And back then we didn't have oxygen tanks. They ain't had no oxygen tanks. You had to hold your breath. So and where oysters at? Oysters at the bottom of the ocean. So just imagine how long you got to hold your breath for. And this is slavery. So you got somebody forcing you to go dive. Imagine how many times our brothers had to dive back and forth from a boat, dealing with those oppressors that ain't give a damn about them. We're going to read about all the horror they went through. And it was called pearl diving. Read.
Pearl diving was one of the occupations forced upon some enslaved Africans in parts of Persian Gulf, particularly in areas that are now Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and parts of Eastern Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
The work was extremely dangerous.
Say that again.
The work was extremely dangerous.
And we're going to find out why it was extremely dangerous. It wasn't just dangerous. It was highly dangerous. Too dangerous. It was worse than us back in the day being in the cotton field and passing out from the hot sun. This was worse. And we're going to find out. And I hope this changed a lot of black people's mind that's watching this class. I hope it changed your mind for being a Muslim if you're a Muslim. Because this was worse than your ancestors being in the cotton field picking goddamn cotton all day. Your ancestors had to pick oysters off the bottom of the ocean floor for 1,000 years in the East African slave trade. Go ahead.
Kawakan. During the pearl diving season, divers rode on boats for weeks or months. They tied a heavy stone to themselves to descend quickly.
Say that. Oh, stop right there. Say that again slowly. They did what again?
They tied a heavy stone to themselves to descend quickly.
Damn, man. Imagine that. Read on.
They held their breath while searching the seabed for pearl oysters.
All oysters don't have pearls, neither. Most oysters don't have pearls down there. There's a few of them have pearls inside of them. It's kind of like looking for gold when you're mining, but you're under the water looking for pearls. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
They filled a basket or net with oysters before being pulled back to the surface by a rope.
You better not come back up without no oysters in that basket. You're going to get beat. They're going to beat you. You don't come back with your head above water without having those oysters in that basket. So guess what? A lot of them ain't make it. Or a lot of them had, something going on with them physically. We're gonna read about it. It's in this material that Mashallah is reading. Go ahead.
A skilled diver might make dozens of dives per day, often from sunrise until sunset. The work exposed divers to many hazards.
We're gonna read about
drowning.
Go ahead.
Drowning from exhaustion or entanglement.
So what happened right here, y'all? Let's do it one by one. Drowning from exhaustion. What do that sound like to y'all? Drowning from exhaustion.
Can't swim. They swimming and they get tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't swim back up. That's right. Give him a hand. Give him a hand on that. We can't swim back up because your arms tight. Exhaustion. You're tired, man. You've been doing this all day. Your arms get weak. And you end up can't hold your breath too much longer. And you drown. Okay, read the next one, Mashallah.
Shark attacks. Though these were less common than many people imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Jellyfish and stingray injuries.
Damn. We seen what happened to that oppressor when he got stung in the chest by that stingray, that oppressor that from Australia. What's his name? Steve Irwin? Yeah. Man, that's not a pretty sight, man. That thing hurt. You have two type of stingrays, my bad. You got the small one and you got the big one. Imagine being hit in the chest by a manta ray. A manta ray is way larger than a stingray. And they down there, man. You dealing with all type of dangers in that ocean, man. And right now today, we don't really know what's all in that ocean. No, we really have not explored that ocean like we think we have. That ocean is big, man. You don't know what's really down there. But go ahead.
Ear damage from repeated pressure changes.
Yeah, because the deeper you go in the water, in the ocean, you have to learn how to pop your ears. Me, I used to scuba dive, or had classes where we had to go scuba dive, and I watched people jump in the water, going deep, scuba diving. I didn't participate though. I wasn't with that, but I watched people do it because I ain't gonna lie. You have to learn how to pop your ears because you could pop your eardrums if you go too deep in the water. So you have to be real skilled at popping your ears. Have you ever been on the airplane? And how the further you go up in the air, your ears start popping. The same thing with being in the water. Your ears start popping the deeper you go. The further you go up in that air, your ears start popping, man. I chew gum to take away the feeling out my ears when I'm on the plane. But your ears pop. All right? So go ahead.
Oh,
my bad. I forgot something. Your ears, if your ears pop underwater when you go too deep, pop too much, you could die from that or lose hearing. But you could die from that pressure. That's why I left off at. You can die if you don't know how to pop your ears when you're diving underwater and you go too deep. Go ahead, Mashallah.
Lung problems from constant breath hold diving.
Damn. Read on.
Extreme fatigue, dehydration, and heat.
Hey man, it get hot out there in that water. People don't know. You go out there on those open waters, and that sun up, it get really hot out there. I've been out there before. It get hot, man. Read on.
That's the end of the why it's so dangerous. Says enslaved Africans in the industry. Historical records indicate that some enslaved Africans were forced into pearl diving because owners viewed them as expendable labor Others worked as divers, rope pullers, sailors, and boat laborers.
Mm-hmm.
The conditions: long hours and intense heat, limited food and fresh water while at sea. Punishment if expected quotas were not met. High risk of injury or death.
Mm. That quarter meant you had a certain amount of pearls or oysters to get in that basket. And if you didn't have it, that quarter, that number they wanted, you're going to get punished severely. All right? You might get beat down until you almost die or you just die. You get unalived by these Arabs and these East Indians. All right? Anything else?
That's it on that, sir.
All right, man. Well, you know, that's what I had to bring out about the East African slave trade. All right. You got anything to bring out, Sharadazar? All right. What about you, Mashallah?
Live, sir. I wanted to thank the water for bringing out this East African slave trade that had a lot to deal with these Arabs, because like you said in the beginning, you know, we think these are our people. We think they cool because we go into the convenience store and they say, hey, buddy, and you know, you convert yourself over to a Muslim and these people hate you. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got to understand this goes back long time ago. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to have these history class to bring this history out, to let our brothers and sisters know, because y'all have forgotten that these people hate you. You know what I'm saying? Salaki.
Damn right. Damn right. How much material I sent you? 2 or 3 pieces of material, or just 2?
I got 4.
Let me get one more before I close the class. Just one more.
All right.
Cause I know I missed out something.
Okay, that's more into the pearl diving. Let me get the other one. Let me see. This one says East African slave trade developed gradually over many centuries. It was not started by one person or simple empire. Instead, it grew through expanding trade networks linking East Africa and Arabia, Persia, India, and later parts of the Ottoman world.
Okay, yeah, we already read that already.
Come on, yeah, it's kind of reiterating what we talked about already.
Yeah, so we basically covered everything. Okay, well, you know, that's my time, man. All right, do we got any more comments before I close the class down?
Live, sir.
All right, whoever watching, make sure you press like, share, and subscribe to ISBK St. Louis history class. And I'm a preaching officer of 1,000 THAMAYAM. I got with preaching officer of 1,000 Sharadazar Halak, and preaching officer of 500 Ma'ashallah, man. That's my time. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.
Yeah, you know the name. Started on the streets back in '69.